Welcome to the Rewriting Naruto series part 15. This is a series of videos where I rewrite the Naruto series, making changes to improve the story for my personal taste. This is only part 15 of a very long series, so definitely subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss any future rewrites. Ring the notification bell so you always know when they come out, and like this video to support the channel and the series. The goal is gonna be 700 likes. If we get to 700 within the first 24 hours, I'll drop the next rewrite within a week. We pick up after Sasuke had a conversation with Team Kakashi and blitzed Naruto. After that blitz, they talked a little bit more, and then Sasuke said he would test Naruto's 3 years of training. Sasuke activates his Sharingan looking at Naruto. Naruto gets crushed by the summits of two mountains, one coming out of the ground, the other one coming out of the sky. He can no longer see his allies, and the landscape changed completely. Sasuke has also vanished. Naruto can't move. He feels insane pain on his back and his chest as he thinks, "This Genjutsu, it isn't like the one Itachi used against me." Naruto tries to clap his hands together to use Jiraiya's technique to break out of Genjutsu, but it's useless. He cannot move whatsoever. Naruto is completely at Sasuke's mercy. I'll just take care of the distractions first. Hinata sees Naruto getting caught in a Genjutsu and rushes towards Naruto and Sasuke, intending on breaking him out. Sasuke appears in front of Hinata and punches her face. Hinata uses her chakra to form a barrier, blocking the punch, and Sasuke says, "I have to say it's not everyone that can see my attacks." Sasuke weaves hand signs with a single hand. Chidori stream. His entire body erupts in lightning. Hinata begins a rotation, but Sasuke holds her elbow, shocking her and stopping the rotation from taking place. Too slow. Sakura begins weaving hand signs. Hinata is being shocked by Sasuke's Chidori stream. She attacks Sasuke with a gentle fist, powering through the pain, but Sasuke casually dodges it and kicks Hinata's legs with the back of his heel. She loses balance and falls down. Before Hinata hits the ground, Sasuke casually kicks her down the middle like a soccer ball, sending her flying off. She hits the wall of the crater. Sakura says, "Genjutsu, drowning paralysis!" Sasuke's head is surrounded by an orb of water. He can't breathe or even move. Sasuke looks at Sakura with his Sharingan, and suddenly Sakura is drowning in an orb of water and unable to move. Sasuke says, "Really, Sakura? You should have known a Genjutsu of that level wouldn't work against me." Sasuke used the Sharingan Genjutsu reversal on Sakura. Both Naruto and Sakura are under paralysis Genjutsus now. Naruto is still getting crushed by two mountains, unable to move. He hears a voice in his head. "Come on, Naruto. Use my chakra. He's too strong for you. You need me." Naruto thinks back at the Nine Tails. "Shut up, you slimy fox. I'll break out of this by myself." Yamato, who took a little longer to react due to the wounds he sustained by the fire style, sees his team getting bodied in a split second and thinks, "If I want to defeat this guy, I'll have to go all out." He weaves hand signs. Wood style. Wood clone. He forms 4 wood clones that come out of his body. He weaves hand signs again. Wood style. Deep forest emergence. Enormous wood tentacles erupt out of the ground, rushing at Sasuke with the wood clones wielding kunais. Sasuke looks at them coming straight towards his direction. His expression remains as cool as ever. He weaves hand signs with a single hand and forms a Chidori on his left hand. Sasuke dashes at the incoming massive wood tentacles and Yamato's clones. Sasuke then blitzes the 4 clones. He appears to be only a blur of blue light as he cuts the clones in half and they explode in wood, the Chidori completely destroying them. As the wood tentacles approach Sasuke, he slices them with his Chidori with blinding speed, cutting through dozens of massive wood tentacles in succession as they attempt to strike at him. Sasuke cuts all of them eventually and appears in front of the real Yamato. Yamato pulls a kunai, trying to defend himself. With his left hand, Chidori still activated, Sasuke unsheaths his sword. It immediately gets laced by lightning and Sasuke swings it at Yamato. The sword cuts cleanly through Yamato's kunai, pierces through Yamato's clavicle region, and exits through his back. Yamato drops to the ground and Sasuke keeps the sword in, shocking Yamato. Sasuke says, "That defense was not the right one. Yamato thinks, my body's getting numb. I have to form hand seals quickly before I'm unable to move everything. As Yamato motions to make hand signs, Sasuke increases the intensity of the lightning style lacing his sword, shocking Yamato with a wave of blue electricity. Yamato screams in pain. Sasuke says, Konoha must be really struggling if they made you a captain. Sakura, still drowning in her own genjutsu, sees Yamato screaming in pain. She begins to lose consciousness, the world fading to black. In her mind's eye, Sakura's inner self avatar manifests and says, Sakura, there's no time for you to pass out. Come on, we gotta bring Sasuke back no matter what. The avatar punches Sakura in the head, breaking her out of the genjutsu. Sakura is no longer drowning. She looks at Sasuke blasting Yamato with lightning, his face calm and unperturbed. Sakura then dashes towards Sasuke thinking, it's now or never. If genjutsu doesn't work, good old taijutsu will. Sakura aims a punch at Sasuke and he easily dodges it. But Sakura forces him to pull his sword, which stops him from shocking Yamato, who's barely conscious at this point. Sasuke pulls back. Sakura aims another punch. Sasuke dodges it again. She then proceeds with a barrage of taijutsu attacks. Her blows hit the walls and the ground, breaking them and causing a lot of destruction. Sasuke dodges them all easily. However, he does absolutely nothing to counterattack. Sakura says, Sasuke, listen to me. You have to come back. Orochimaru's evil. He'll take her body. She keeps on aiming blows at Sasuke, who keeps dodging as well. Sasuke says, Itachi is far worse than him. Orochimaru is the lesser of two evils, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes, Sakura. You wouldn't understand. You never will. Tears begin to flow out of Sakura's eyes as she keeps on missing attacks. She says, why won't you attack me back? You think I'm useless? Not even worth your time? Sasuke remains silent. Sakura keeps on missing attacks and says, Sasuke, I love you. Please come back. All of those feelings are dead. Forget about me. There's never been any reason for you to like me in the first place. No, you're a good person. Sakura remembers Sasuke offering Naruto his food during the bell test. You've always protected your friends. Sakura remembers Sasuke backhand punching Kiba after he insulted Naruto. You're kind. Sakura remembers when Sasuke told Sakura to have more confidence in herself in the country of crystals. And you taught me to be a better person. Sakura remembers when Sasuke scolded Sakura for saying that Naruto was no good because he had no parents. Sakura looks at Sasuke, still trying to punch him, and Sasuke dodges everything. Please, Sasuke, come back to the person you were before. Sasuke's eyes twitch ever so slightly. That person is dead. The only thing that remains is revenge. Sakura cries even more, trying to punch Sasuke. Sakura moves forward with a sequence of attacks as Sasuke moves backwards, looking at Sakura. Hinata appears behind Sasuke, taking a stance. 16 trigrams, 128 palms. Hinata unleashes a ferocious flurry of blows, hitting Sasuke from behind hundreds of times. She ends her combo and sends Sasuke flying as he hits the wall of the hideout crater face first. Hinata looks at Sasuke lying there unconscious and says, now he'll only be able to use his chakra in a couple of days. We have to get out of here quickly before reinforcements show up. Hinata hears a voice saying, is that so? She looks behind herself and sees Sasuke standing there casually. I think you should worry more about me. Hinata looks at Sasuke's body that she just tossed against the wall. The body turns into Sakura's body. Hinata realizes Sasuke cast a genjutsu on her, making she think she used the 128 palms on Sasuke, but instead she targeted Sakura. Hinata says, when? Before I kicked you, I placed a subtle genjutsu on you again. I didn't expect you to fall for the same thing twice. You overestimate the power of your eyes. They are nothing if compared to mine. Hinata rotates and advances at Sasuke. Sasuke weaves change hand signs with a single hand, creating a Chidori. The Chidori impacts Hinata's rotation, sending a wave of chakra and lightning across the landscape. Hinata keeps the rotation going as fast as she can. It isn't enough though. Sasuke's Chidori overpowers it. As the collision point between the Chidori and the rotation explodes, the lightning style and Hinata's chakra create a shockwave that ripples and cracks the ground of the walls. Hinata is sent flying with absurd speed. She impacts the wall of the crater and falls to the ground. Surprisingly, she isn't unconscious. She tries to get up again, but fails and falls back to the ground, too hurt to move. Sasuke looks at her. He then looks at Sakura, who was completely taken out of commission by Hinata's gentle fist, and then Sasuke looks at Yamato, who's barely conscious after that stream of lightning on his body. Sasuke then looks at Naruto, whose face is still wincing in pain from the anguish of the Genjutsu he is still under. Naruto is being crushed by the mountains. Everything he attempted to break out of the Genjutsu did not work. He didn't know he could feel this much pain. He hears the demonic voice of the Nine Tails once again. "Use my chakra. It is the only way." He responds, "I told you to shut up already!" The mountains vanish. Naruto begins to fall down in a dark sky towards nothingness. He simply falls at a great speed, not seeing anything, and yet Naruto has a familiar sensation as though he is in a dream about to wake up with that falling sensation, but unable to do so. Naruto thinks, "Damn it, he's playing tricks on me." Naruto claps his hands together, trying once more to break out of the Genjutsu by itself. The chakra Naruto releases doesn't break him out, but the landscape around him changes. Instead of complete darkness, Naruto sees clouds beneath him and the sun setting in the distance. As he continues to fall, he passes through the clouds and sees it from above. The Leaf Village. The wind makes his eyes water and sends chills down his spine as he continues to plummet towards the village. He looks at the Hokage statues. They are all defaced, just like he used to do years ago. Strangely, Tsunade's face isn't on the mountain. Only the 1st through 4th Hokages are there. Naruto impacts the ground in the middle of the Leaf Village. The fall was painful, but not as painful as being crushed by 2 mountains. Naruto stands up, and when he does so, he doesn't look like his current self anymore, but instead he looks like he is 7 years old. Naruto notices that and is creeped out by it. He thinks, why is Sasuke doing this? What's his game? Naruto begins to walk around the Leaf Village. It resembles the actual Leaf Village a lot, but Naruto notices some inconsistencies. Also, there are some simple details that are missing, such as signs and a couple of buildings, and the overall environment just seems a little bit off. Naruto keeps on walking, and he doesn't see absolutely anyone for quite a while. He starts to scream then, "Sasuke! Why are you doing this? I know you're behind it!" Kid Naruto claps his hands together again, trying once more to break out of the Genjutsu. As he expels his chakra, it seems like the shapes of the buildings, plants, and the sidewalk around him get more abstract. Something then hits Naruto in the back of his head. He falls to his knees. Naruto looks back and sees a villager who just threw a rock at him. The villager says, "Get out of our village, you demon!" Another rock hits Naruto in the face, as another villager appears to Naruto's side saying, "No one needs you here, you are a monster that kills for fun, get out!" Another rock hits him, and another villager appears and says, "You killed the 4th Hokage, the genius of our village!" Someone then kicks Naruto's back. It's a random leaf ninja. He says, "He gave his life to save yours, and you're this worthless scum that killed our people." Naruto says, "No, I'll be Hokage, and I'll prove you all wrong. You'll see, I'll be the most powerful ninja ever!" A crowd of villagers and random ninjas now surround Naruto, appearing out of nowhere. They all laugh maniacally at what Naruto just said. A villager says, "As if we would ever let someone like you be the Hokage. You've killed countless of our people, Nine Tails." A random ninja says, "I hope the Akatsuki takes you. It would be the best thing to happen in our village in a long time." Naruto screams, "I am not the Nine Tails! I am Naruto Uzumaki, and I will be the Hokage whether you like it or not. They all begin to scream at Naruto and throw more rocks. All at the same time, Naruto gets hit by several rocks as he lies on the ground defenseless. Naruto starts to cry. Rocks upon rocks hit him and he says, "Why? Why do you do this? I didn't kill anyone." One of the ninjas says, "Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You say you're not a killer, but you beheaded a man. And you killed hundreds with the 4th Hokage as well." Naruto hears a voice coming from within him. "They are right. You are a killer, Naruto. Embrace yourself. Give in. I can show them what you really are. They want the monster. They will have one. Destroy them. Rip them to pieces. And once you're done, laugh at their disgrace. Laugh at their beloved ones crying for their deaths." Naruto, still being pelted by rocks non-stop, already bleeding all over, says to the Nine Tails, "Shut up! I am not you, and I will not use you to hurt them." The Nine Tails says, "So weak, just like your father." Naruto says, "Shut your mouth, you filthy fox." The Nine Tails says, "You will always be alone. No one will ever love you. I'll be the only one you'll ever have, Naruto. Deep down you know you'll never be happy. Surrender yourself." Naruto closes his eyes, trying to ignore the countless rocks being thrown at him. He thinks about Iruka, Kakashi, Jiraiya, Sakura, Hinata, Shikamaru, Kurotsuchi, Rock Lee, Neji, Choji, Tenten, Ino, Shino, Kiba, Gai Sensei, Hiruzen. He then thinks about Sasuke. In his mind's eye, Naruto sees Sasuke in the Valley of the End, leaving the Leaf Village for Orochimaru. Naruto centers himself. He ignores the countless people insulting him and throwing rocks at him, and once again he claps his hands together, expelling chakra from his body. The chakra knocks down the crowd of people surrounding him. Naruto's form goes back to his actual normal self. He's no longer 7 years old. He looks around and sees the villagers who are throwing rocks. They are all on the ground, moaning in pain. Naruto locks eyes with one of the villagers. The villager says, "Go ahead, Nine Tails. Strike me down. Kill me. Take your revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? We sought your death, and now you will get your revenge. I would rather die than have you as a Hokage anyway." Anger overtakes Naruto. He pulls a kunai and dashes towards that villager, preparing to strike him down. The villager smiles as he is about to get killed. Naruto stops himself at the last second, the kunai almost touching the villager's chest. Naruto breathes heavily, anger still showing on his face. The villager says, "Why don't you take your revenge? Strike me down. Do it!" Naruto doesn't move. The villager says, "Come on, don't you hate me? Don't you hate us?" Naruto takes a while to answer, but he says, "I do. I hate you, but I am not going to kill you. It's not right. You hate me because I am the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, and I hate you because you hate me. If I strike you down in hatred, your family will take upon themselves to get revenge against me, and this perpetual cycle of hatred will never end." Naruto remembers Jiraiya's words. Someone has to eventually stop this cycle. Why not you? Naruto says, "I will stop this cycle no matter what. I will bear your hatred and I won't take revenge. It only consumes you and it does nothing to make things better. It will simply leave you empty. Right, Sasuke?" Naruto hears Sasuke's voice as though it is omnipresent around this abstract leaf village, saying, "So idealistic. So naive." He then sees Sasuke standing on his father's stone head on the side of the mountain overlooking the village. Naruto says, "Sasuke, what I said is true. Revenge will do nothing good for you. It will just leave a hole in your heart." "I no longer care about my heart. Besides, do you really think someone like Itachi should be alive?" "No, but there are other ways to deal with him. You don't have to do it alone. We can help you." "No. This is my revenge. You put me under this Genjutsu so you could see if I would take revenge on those I hate, right? I showed you that there's a better way. Please, Sasuke, stop this! You just showed me that you are weak and wrong, Naruto. And all that cycle of hatred nonsense doesn't apply to me. When I kill Itachi, his family won't come after me for revenge, no. They will be avenged. And you say that you will bear their hatred, Naruto? Really? What do you know about bearing hatred? I bear the hatred of my entire bloodline, and I will use it to destroy my bastard brother. End of story. This discussion will lead us nowhere. Naruto says, "You're right." He claps his hands together one more time, blasting even more chakra out of his body. He concentrates like never before. He felt like his previous attempts were able to somewhat disrupt the Genjutsu, and now he thinks he got the hang of it. Naruto doesn't let up. He keeps on pumping chakra out, until finally, with great effort, the Genjutsu is broken. Naruto returns to the crater in the middle of Orochimaru's hideout. The first thing he sees is Sasuke looking at him with his Sharingan activated. He then sees with horror that his entire squad was thoroughly defeated, while Sasuke seems completely unharmed. Sasuke then says, "Well then, shall we begin?" Watch part 16 of the rewrite right here. Consider becoming a member of the channel to support our videos and subscribe if you haven't already. Also like this video so we can reach the like goal. Comment below what you thought about the changes I made, and thanks for watching.